You're listening to the Pittsburgh Piledriver. What the hell is that? Podcast.
It is another week. It's another time to get together, hold hands, sing Kumbaya, make out a little bit, and talk wrestling. And that's what we're going to do because this is the Pittsburgh Piledriver Podcast. We are going to talk wrestling. We have picks to do this week for WWE, who gives a baloney's butt. And we have AEW Forbidden Door to review. I didn't get the opportunity to view such a grand event. However, I have been told that it could quite possibly be the best or one of the best AEW shows to ever grace anybody's eyeballs. So I'm excited. I'm excited to hear all of this. You, the wonderful crowd, should also be excited to hear all this because we have the full force of the Pittsburgh Piledriver Podcast here for you today. We have Poot the Bard. He is here. We have Tiger Bomb Tom. He has returned from his tigery journeys and is here with us today. And I am the herald of your destruction. I am the silver ransom. Hear my voice and despair, for I come before the one who will cause you pain and suffering on a level hereto unknownst to your feeble bodies. I come before the one who is the all-knowing, the all-seeing, the choosiest of the choosers. I come before the one who will lay your body, beaten, battered, and broken, down upon the ground, and then construct with it a throne created with the corpses of his fallen foes. That's right, I am the herald of Beeflactus, the World Eater, the Cruiserweight Champion, the God of Wrestling Podcast Gods, the King of the Choosing Kings, the ruler of the P3 Galaxy. Get down on your marrow bones and pray, because no matter how hard you try, no matter what you do, and no matter what you pick, you must know that in the end, you are doomed. Hi guys, how are you?
Wow, I didn't realize that. I didn't realize that.
That was a really interesting way to phrase.
Yeah, I was just about to say, like, Ransom, I didn't realize that you lacked a gag reflex, but good job there. I'm sure Beef's very happy with that.
Ladies and gentlemen, what you're hearing right now is the sound of desperation and bitterness.
Yep.
Because it seems as though they might have tried. The other two of the Pittsburgh Piledriver Podcast, who is not the herald of the World Eater and is not the champion of champions, the World Eater himself, are just bitter, battered, broken, boo-hooey because they failed to overthrow our galactic overlord. And that's what you're hearing right now.
Listen,
I'm allowed to be as despondent as I want, because my point totals don't even reflect that I even fucking tried, because goddamn Ezekiel fucked me over for the beginning of the month, and it just went all downhill from there.
Listen, I'm not even gonna be mad that Beef's still the champion because I fucking came close, baby.
You sure did. Hey, thanks for that awesome intro, Ransom. You're the best. So let's go ahead and hit up those totals. I know that everybody's wondering about them. So as the Herald mentioned, I did manage to squeak out retaining the title. Dusty finish, call it what you will. The bastard had a tie score with me. We both had 64 points. Really makes you wonder about some of those points he had earlier in the month. But notwithstanding, Poot came very close as well with 62 points. from there, it kind of drithers off a little bit. I mean, it was a pretty tight month all in all. Dave had 58.
Allegedly.
Amber had 57. Ransom had 56. Tom had 55. Ryuk had 13 because he did not participate in the picking of Forbidden Door.
No participation award.
Oh.
So, it was a tight race. Towards the end, I started doing math like, what's his name in
Rain Man? A Beautiful Mind?
No, would you
Zach-
fucking let?
I'm
Yes,
guessing.
thank you, Tom. Zach
You're welcome.
Galifianakis in The Hangover.
I knew
Going down
where
the
you were going
escalator.
with it. I was like,
Yep.
it's the infamous fucking GIF. I knew exactly what you were going
Yep.
for.
Yep, coming down the escalator, just figuring out, man, am I going to hold on to this title or not? And that's what we love to see, man. We would love to see tight races. So I hope that July is just as tight. Yes,
Now
sir.
listen,
How close was I, Beef?
2 points.
Oh,
2 points of tying me.
what was it that fucked me?
I mean,
Life.
take your pick. Rollins. Well, Rollins was 1 point, really.
Yeah.
Life.
Well,
Yeah.
show's over, guys. Thanks a lot.
The big one probably was 5 points on Ezekiel at Hell in a Cell.
Man,
I had
I really
Tom
fucking,
had 6.
I
I
had
really
6.
thought they were
That
going to give it
fucked
to
me
Ezekiel.
So bad. That
I
fucked
mean-
me so bad.
Conventional wisdom, being what it is. But I mean, that just proves never bet against Kevin Owens because you never fucking know. Some months they like to push KO. Some months they forget all about him.
Well,
What
and
month are we in now?
I know, right?
Well, that's
and the
the
thing
exact
is like,
reason. That's the Tom. I'm sorry, I keep stepping on you, buddy.
What the fuck?
That's the exact reason why I fucking thought that Ezekiel was going to get the win. Not because they're going, oh, this is the Ezekiel gimmick is going to really make us a lot of money, but Kevin Owens can take a fucking loss. Like, I'm like, why not? I think it would be really good. Nope.
I stand by my original thought is that the Ezekiel gimmick will not make any money once Kevin Owens is no longer involved.
yeah, I'm with you on that too. I don't even honestly. It feels like Hell in the Cell was so damn long ago.
Sure
Like
does.
Like this month in general has flown by really quick.
We talked
But-
about that last week or 2 weeks ago with all the fucking craziness that's happened in the wrestling world.
Oh my lord!
Like between the end of May and the end of June, it was a fucking whirlwind of just insanity, and I don't think we're out of it yet.
No, far from it. But that's the thing. I don't even remember. Besides that, that's the only thing I remember about Hell in a Cell was I got fucked over by Ezekielias, as I like to call it.
Is it? Oh,
Yeah,
no.
Ezekielias. And fucking Cody has the biggest balls in the world.
Allegedly.
Calm
Wait,
down.
what do you mean
Calm-
allegedly? I thought it was
No.
confirmed.
I don't even want to go down this diatribe yet. Let's save that.
Oh, we had
Save
picks
that
to do.
bacon.
We have
Save that
picks to
bacon.
do.
Yeah,
But-
okay. Let's just fucking do it.
But all selfishness
Just
aside,
keep talking.
I had a point before I got fucking stepped on by Poot like 5 times.
All right,
earlier.
Tom. Well,
Jesus,
listen. All right, hold on one second. Oh, sorry, I stepped on you again.
this fucking guy. Don't be that guy, Poot.
Well,
I think Beef's
Beef's-
broken.
He's turning into Skeeter from Doug.
he's buffering. Beef's buffering.
Yeah, he is.
Take the cartridge out, blow on it, put it back in. Let's go.
Yeah, well, that's your job, Ransom. You're doing a hell of a job blowing him tonight. Hey,
Round of
Ransom
bitterness and jealousy.
which
Ransom's
was circling back to
murdering
my
me.
original point. All
Go ahead,
bitterness
Tom.
aside for myself personally, congratulations to Beef. # anyone but Dave.
Oh,
Oh, Dave.
man, I'll tell you. In a way, I was almost rooting for Pat, but honestly,
Don't.
I was kind of rooting for Amber. I was kind of rooting for Amber a little bit more because I know that she would absolutely rub that in his face all the fucking time, and I think that would be wonderful. But regardless, for a minute, I
Stupid
felt
Pat.
a moment of compassion for Pat. That moment passed, and he was like, "Oh, I guess we're co-champs then." And I'm like, "No,
Nope.
you
You don't know
imbecile!"
how it works. You've listened to this podcast long enough to know that you can't tie the champ and win the belt.
You gotta be the man to beat the man, Pat. Come on,
Pat and
Flip-flop
Amber
that.
would have beaten Beef. That would have been a tag team championship scenario.
Yes.
precisely. But it did not happen, so therefore, Pat, once again, you get nothing. Moving right along. Let's do Money in the Bank,
Oh,
gentlemen.
We
fuck.
have to, though.
Yeah, man.
Oh my gosh. Who's going to
Yeah.
drop the briefcase
All
from
right.
the top of the ladder, fumble fuck it in their hands, drop it to somebody else, and drop it to somebody else? It bounces outside of the ring. John Cena's dad grabs it from over the barricade, and all of a sudden, he hands
bing
it over
bang
to John
bong.
Cena. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. John Cena's the Money in the Bank winner.
Hear me out, though.
No.
The last couple WWE shows have really lived up to, beyond their expectations, really.
Is that just because we've lowered our expectations so much, or
I
have they
mean,
actually
maybe.
been decent?
A little bit of
tell
both.
anymore.
Both,
A little bit
but
of
I
both.
think a little bit of both. Honestly, like they're like the stuff they're putting out now. Like, yes, the weekly product is stale and gross and terrible. But like when it comes to pay-per-views, like WrestleMania was on point. Backlash, as much as it pains me to fucking say, was on point.
You mean WrestleMania Backlash Sunday Backlash?
Hell in a Cell was pretty fucking good too. And now
Fucking
I
no
laughed.
sells
I
it.
laughed at it. I
Good,
laughed at it.
good. I'm glad that you did. I knew
I
Beef
I was
fucking-
drinking, but I
no
was laughing.
sold.
Damn it.
No sold. It was a no sell. So, but
Rude.
here is the thing that is stringing them all together is Cody Rhodes having. And to be fair, Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins having great matches.
Yeah.
Now, allegedly,
True.
we're without that, so we'll see how Money in the Bank does. On paper, it's not wowing me, but again, like on paper, I think we all said Hell in a Cell was kind of blah, Backlash was kind of blah. Where the fuck is Roman Reigns? I don't fucking know. So here's your card. Bianca Belair defends the Raw Women's Championship against Carmella. Was supposed to be Rhea Ripley, but she gave herself a concussion, a brain injury, as WWE has said it, by kneeing her own self in the fucking skull.
What?
Yeah, she went to give like a flash knee, basically a V trigger to somebody, and they moved and it bounced against the rope, and she ended up fucking like kneeing herself in the head.
Jesus.
Yeah,
Sweet
'cause
mother.
that's how fucking awesome she is.
That's a fucking botchamania and a half. Wow.
But yeah,
Oh.
so this was supposed to be her spot, but Carmella's there now, so whatever.
Great.
Right. Ronda Rousey's defending the SmackDown Women's title against Natalya in a Twitter beef match because apparently
Great.
they're going at it pretty heavy on Twitter.
so-
Twitter.
So
Twitter.
yeah. So I never get to watch the weeklies, but last week I did get to I did get to see some SmackDown while we were sitting inside Glenn's having some dinner, and I saw Natalya come out dressed up as Ronda, and I was like, even with the volume off, I was just so disenchanted with with just everything Natalya. I'm just like, why? Just why?
Yeah.
Oh,
So
yeah.
stupid.
It's not like they have a bevy of like women superstars. Oh wait, they do.
Well,
Hashtag I support the boss.
sounds like a fucking company problem.
Yeah, right. I seriously though, it becomes clearer and clearer with every fucking passing week why Sasha and Naomi walked out when they did, and I become more like, oh okay, I get it. The Usos defend against Jim. Nope, they are Jimmy and Jay. Defend against the Street Profits. Oh
They're
god.
defending against
yes.
the ghost of Jim Neidhart.
Yes.
Halloween Havoc.
Damn it, Poot. The Usos are against the Street Profits for the undisputed tag team championships.
Oh fuck.
Theory defends the United States Championship against Bobby Lashley.
Interesting.
In the women's Money in the Bank, we have Lacey Evans, Alexa Bliss, Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez, not Gonzalez, but Raquel Rodriguez, Asuka, Shotzi, and Becky Lynch.
Question. Have we been getting a spooky voodoo hoochie mama Alexa Bliss, or are we back to just kind of
Back
whatever?
to normal, but still carrying the doll around because the doll's a piece of merch and people will buy that. So yeah, weird.
Okay.
And then the men's Money in the Bank, we have Seth freaking Rollins, Drew McIntyre, Sheamus, Omos, Sami Zayn, Riddle, and TBD.
Ooh.
I don't know if TBD is to be named on SmackDown tomorrow night. I don't know if TBD is. We'll find out at the pay-per-view. It's on Saturday night, so we'll see.
I have a question about the TBD.
Yes.
Are we putting any sort of like a point wager on who TBD is going to be, like we've done before at times?
Nope, because the pay-per-view, because it could be revealed tomorrow night on SmackDown, and the picks will have to be, but the picks will have to be in for the fans by Saturday at noon.
So how about if it is revealed, then we just nix that? But if it's not revealed, do we want to do that?
No, because there's too much, man. Like I just figure
this is such a small card, and it's going to be like so fucking predictable. Like, do we have anything else to pick this month?
Yeah, SummerSlam is on July 30th.
Oh, that's right.
So yeah, that'll be a big send off. But no, I mean, I kicked it around, but like anytime it becomes cumbersome like that, then it's a pain in the ass to explain, and people, like the fans, will still send in the pics with like the TBD, even though it's already been named on SmackDown, and I'm like, no, you fools, read and listen to me. So no, it's too cumbersome. I mean, you can tell me who it's gonna be. You just won't get points for it. So there is our card, ladies and gentlemen. And by ladies, I mean, nobody, but gentlemen.
Well, Amber.
Well, okay, but I meant like for you guys. You guys are not ladies. You guys are guys. So
Speak for yourself. You don't know my pronouns.
Fair enough.
You don't know what Ransom identifies as. I mean,
yeah. Today I identify as a meat sandwich. Don't fucking go there.
Meat sandwich.
Yeah, baby.
Give me the cash.
Here's where it bugs me that we record on a Thursday and SmackDown was on a Friday, because if this is going to be TBD, like a surprise entrant that nobody knows who it's going to be until their music plays and they come out at the pay-per-view, I'm more inclined to fall into the beef camp to think, okay, this is a Cody Rhodes coming back.
Adrenaline in my soul. Cody Rhodes is getting the briefcase. Oh, SummerSlam.
Hey, dial it back, cowboy.
So, like, yeah.
We got a hot mic.
Yeah. Like if they don't announce it on SmackDown, that's I believe the beef is probably correct.
Now,
because why make it a surprise unless you're trying to fool everybody into thinking that it's going to be Cody Rhodes, but then they throttle out somebody else.
What about Big E? How is he on the mend?
No, he's not coming back anytime soon.
Unreported.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys, there's really nothing that's really being presented about Big E. I think, honestly, he with the way his injury is, he might just call it a day and just be a personality.
It's a
I mean, if you have that
as
option,
bad as that injury is.
If you have that as an option, I think the Big E would prefer. And I don't know Big E personally, obviously. I don't know his passion for the business, but like you would think that like if he's given millions of dollars to be like a guy, just a guy that's hilarious, and he is, and he's worth every dime. You'd have a hard time turning that down. But I mean, Paige is doing it, I guess. I don't remember if WWE said that they didn't need her anymore, or she's walking away, but she's doing it. So like I said, it just depends on the person and like what their aspirations are doing.
Well,
are to be.
I mean, hell, we're ignoring the 500-pound elephant in the room. I mean, TBD could very well be John Cena. Cause
that was going to be what I was going to say as well.
Yeah.
And honestly, let's not. All right, so I'm going to put you through the looking glass here for a minute.
Yeah, buddy.
What if it's MJF?
No.
The odds of that are so astronomical that my balls winning the lottery is more likely.
Hear me out. On Monday night for the Cena Appreciation, they had Jericho, Bryan Danielson, and Big Show talking about John Cena on
So
the videos on Raw.
Let me just address that real quick.
Mm-hmm.
There, at least in my eyes, and again, what do I know? Generally, most of the time, nothing. But there's a big gap for me. There's a big chasm in between allowing some of your guys to record a little message about a dude they used to work with and that they respect and that has done a lot for the business, and letting one of your signed contract guys who has teased repeatedly about a bidding war in 2024 between the company that you currently own or that he works for and, regardless of what they say, your direct competition. Like, there's a big gap between, like, hey, we're going to record a couple, guys making a little video saying, thanks, John Cena, you've been great.
Agree.
And letting MJF come to your show to wrestle.
But hear me out, though. Everybody wins.
But I'm going to plant the seed so I keep my belt and you bet on MJF.
No, it has nothing to do with that, man. I'm saying this. I like the idea because if MJF goes, shows up there, everybody wins. MJF gets to show WWE what he can do, thus increasing his stock. Tony Khan gets the big time buzz, word of mouth, and then the fucking internet lights on fire. Is the MJF stuff real? Is this just a big work? Is this a favor because they let the guys go and do the videos on Monday night? What's going on? And WWE gets to evaluate a guy who could potentially be their next big signing without having to commit to him.
So here's the problem with that, though.
Mm-hmm.
You said one thing. One thing I'm going to poke a hole in that right now is you said that MJF could show him what he can do. They're not going to let him do MJF stuff. They are going to fucking neuter him, and they're going to make him basically and they'll make him the Miz 2.0.
But they already want him. They already want him. Reportedly, they want him very badly. So why not? And I mean, I'll tell you what. Here's a what if, like Claudio when he came out for AEW, formerly known as Cesaro in WWE, except for Jim Ross, who apparently is still calling him Cesaro on Dynamite.
Jim.
Seriously, Jim Ross worked one fucking match last night, and he managed to call Claudio Cesaro. Fuck, I've lost my train of thought.
He's drunk on barbecue sauce. It's fine.
My point is, though, when Claudio came out, you could see the look on his face that he was astounded how huge the pop was.
Yeah.
If we're at Money in the Bank, right, and you hear that the fucking MJF, fans are gonna lose their ever loving minds.
Will they know who he is, though?
100%. Did you hear did you hear the giant pop for Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania?
Yeah, but people. Okay, let me put it this way: Cody Rhodes is somebody who wrestled in WWE,
right? But wrestling fan cycles are about 5 years, maybe less.
Okay, well, what I'm saying is. So I mean, Cody was there. He was somebody who had been established. I'm saying, will the casual WWE fan, will they know who MJF is?
Casual WWE fans aren't buying tickets to pay-per-view. Not in Las Vegas.
Okay, I'm just asking. But I don't know. I mean, do you think any of those videos that were recorded or whatever from were any of them maybe old footage that was reused? I don't know because I didn't see it.
Nope.
So they're okay.
It was literally Vince reaching out to Tony Khan and Tony Khan being like, "Yep, go ahead." Despite Tony reaching out to Vince when Brody Lee died to say, "Hey, can we get Bray Wyatt and Eric, Eric and and Vince was like, "Nope." This is definitely you didn't scratch my back, but I'm going to scratch yours. Listen, I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm not saying it's likely. I'm not saying there's a 5% chance. I'm saying, what if? All right, because like I said, we have talked about it before, that wrestling doesn't need to be aggressive towards one another. Wrestling needs to work together to become hot again.
There's the Kumbaya Ransom was alluding to in the intro.
Yeah, baby.
And honestly, like, this is the best way to make that happen. That's all I'm saying.
Wow.
So look, in the for instance that this does transpire,
Huh?
I'm hesitant to get as hyped about it, but if it does, just if, this is bigger than any crossover that has ever happened in modern day wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
You know, say what you will, and I don't want to take anything away from Mickie James. Say what you will about Mickie James coming and wrestling at the Women's Rumble. You know, she came out as the
Impact,
Impact Women's Champion. She had her Impact music, all that stuff,
and the title. That was a big deal. Yeah,
that's on one level.
Mm-hmm.
But that was a deal between WWE and Impact. And no matter how well Impact is doing these days, Impact is not AEW. AEW is a big fucking deal. WWE is a big fucking deal. If this transpires, this could very well be the gateway to a new era of excitement within wrestling. Because if you can get even one or two cross-promotion things happening a year between WWE and AEW, it doesn't have to be all the time. It could be one or two a year. That's a huge, big, stinking deal because WWE has never done that. With anybody that WWE has seen as competition, whether they want to admit it or not, it's always been them stealing guys, luring them into their company, paying them more, whatever the case may be. It's never been a collaboration. If this is truly a collaboration between the two, this opens up a wide range of possibilities that I don't know if any of the wrestling fans truly are ready to have happen. Because, I mean, honestly, think about it. You could have the AEW champion wrestle the WWE champion. And if this opens the door to it, how big of a deal do you think that would be?
Would you say
If
the
Cody
Forbidden
Rhodes-
Door?
No, maybe. The bigger Forbidden Door. How big of a deal would it be if Cody Rhodes wins the WWE Championship and then winds up in a cross-promotional program with the AEW champion?
I'll do you one better. Let's, and again, this is absolutely fantasy booking. Again, there's not a chance in hell on this, but there's always a chance. What if MJF competes in the Money in the Bank ladder match? What if he walks out with the briefcase, and then what if he uses the fucking briefcase to cash in on the AEW champion, saying that this contract is for a world title match? Look at the Wikipedia.
You're
Money in the
getting
Bank ladder match
out
for
there,
a
man.
world
You're getting out
championship
there.
match. I'm just saying.
That's reaching.
That's fantasy booking at its best, but
I'm just saying.
as if WWE were to entertain the idea of having MJF come over and participate in the Money in the Bank ladder match, I think that would be an extreme reach in and of itself.
I agree.
But for WWE to allow their intellectual property, which is the Money in the Bank briefcase, to go to a different promotion, and
not happening.
On a different promotion, like maybe if Vince wasn't in charge, maybe if somebody else was in charge, like over creative,
like Russo,
maybe Triple H or Steph.
Oh God.
Maybe if they were, in charge of creative.
Bro.
Maybe if they were in charge of creative and they said, look, we do want to start branching out. We do want to start working with other promotions. We want to stop being competition and we want to start being collaboration. Then you might see something like that. But I still think it's an unbelievably hard sell to get anybody to allow Vince McMahon to take that briefcase anywhere other than WWE programming.
Oh, I agree. But I mean, like, it would just be fucking amazing, especially given the track record of that briefcase the last couple of years. Big E did okay with it last time. But
you mean Otis?
No, I said Big E. Because Big E, despite what everybody on this podcast wants you to believe, Big E was the one who won the Money in the Bank contract last year.
No, I know that, but I'm just saying Otis.
I know, and I'm aware of what you're referring, and you know you can track it beyond Otis, like that briefcase. I think when Ambrose won it, he had it for like a month. When Lesnar had it, he had it for like a month. Like it has not been the MacGuffin that it's been in the past. When Edge used it, he waited. He was biding his time.
It's the sword of Damocles, just hanging there.
Right. That's what I'm saying. And like it hasn't been that in probably a decade, maybe more. So I'm just saying, like, if you're just gonna piss it away anyway, why not put a little intrigue in it? But fantasy booking aside, TBD aside, let's do the picks. We can circle back around to some of this TBD talk after or during, whatever. First match we're picking: Bianca Belair versus Carmella for the Raw Women's title. Bianca is the incumbent. I'm gonna start, and I'm taking Bianca for 5 points. This is not SummerSlam. Carmella is not Becky Lynch. There is absolutely no fucking reason why Carmella should come anywhere close to getting anything that is resembling a victory over Bianca Belair. Poot?
Absolutely Bianca Belair. And I was trying to keep up with it. We got off into the weeds. Do we have 5 or 6?
We have 6 matches.
I did not say that, but yes.
Well, no, I know that. I was trying to keep up, but I
asked the same thing.
Well, I couldn't remember because like I thought I kept up with them. I looked at 5 and I went, nah, I don't think so. Bianca Belair, I'm going to put a 4-pointer on that.
Ransom.
Bianca Belair, 6 points. Stop it.
Tom?
Bianca Belair, also 6 points.
Nice and easy. That's how we like it. How you doing? Ronda Rousey defending her title against Natalya. Ronda is the incumbent here. Poot, who you got?
Here's where I'm going to put my 6er. Absolutely on Ronda Rousey.
Ransom.
Rousey, 5 points. Again,
Tom?
stop it.
Tom?
Same thing, 5 points. I actually originally had them flip-flopped. I was going to do 5 on Bianca and 6 on Ronda, but I flip-flopped, so either way. Yeah. Come on.
Rousey, 6. Book it. Usos versus... nope. Damn it. Usos.
Wow, the Usos versus themselves. Shadow dancing.
I mean, I could see it down the line. Usos versus the Street Profits. Ransom. This is for the undisputed WWE Tag Team Championship, by the way.
Yeah, again, if you're going to have the Usos lose these belts, I think it's going to be at a bigger deal pay-per-view than Money in the Bank. Not saying that they couldn't lose them to the Street Profits, but I don't think, after unifying them, I don't think they're going to have them lose at Money in the Bank. So Usos for 4 points.
Tom?
Same deal. Usos, 4 points.
I am also picking the Usos for 4 points. Poot?
Do it.
I am going to go with the Usos. I don't want everything to be samey. That's one of the reasons I like to pick weird picks, is because I don't want everything to be samey.
But sometimes that's the way wrestling is.
I know that's the way wrestling is, and that's why I'm never going to win this belt again, but I'm going to go 2 points on the Street Profits. Fuck it.
Oh. All right. Poot, at the end of July, when you're saying I lost by 2 points, what was the detriment? I'm going to say it was probably the Street Profits.
All right. Never mind. 5 points on the Usos. Suck my ass.
Right.
That's not anger. I just went, you know what? You're right. Fine. You're right.
Who gives a shit about it being samey? You fucking play to win, brother. Play to win. Theory takes on Bobby Lashley, defends against Bobby Lashley for the United States Championship. Theory is the defending incumbent champion. Back to me, right? I think. No.
I picked last.
Yep, Tom.
Fuck. Damn it. This is one of the times where I wish I saw the weeklies, because I have no idea. Like, I didn't even realize that Theory and Bobby Lashley had a thing going on. I thought Bobby was still mishmashed up with fucking Almost a Wrestler. So
No, they've had a pose down. They've had an arm wrestling contest.
Oh, that's right. I did see that. Okay, go ahead, Ransom.
Tom, would you mind if I hedged the theory? Oh no, that's not a pun. That's not a pun. Would you mind if I hedged an opinion on this before you took your pick?
No, go for it.
Or do you want me
please.
to wait until you're done?
No. Go ahead. By all means, go for it.
And again, what do I know? I don't know shit. Look at my point totals for last month.
Better than me.
But, well, not by much. But I struggle to think that they're going to take the belt off of Vince McMahon's boy and give it to a Bobby Lashley now. Like, if Theory was participating in Money in the Bank also, then maybe I could see that.
See, this is where the fucking the fucking Charlie Day meme comes in. Is that the right actor? Did I get that right?
Yep.
Yeah. This is where I have this is where I go all fucking Charlie Day with the poster board on the wall. So depending on when this match falls, I could see this being like an opener or something early in the show. I could see Theory losing and then being the TBD in Money in the Bank as well. That would be my only
hitch to say, like, yeah, Theory has a shot of losing this title, is if they're going to propel him into the Money in the Bank winning spot.
Yeah. But then again, like this is Vince's golden boy right now.
Yep.
Is he really going to give him the Money in the Bank contract and have him just piss it away on Roman Reigns and get fucking destroyed? Like,
probably not.
So that's my only.
Yeah, it's tough.
This is honestly a really tough pick for me. But all right, so I'm gonna put 2 points on this, and I'm gonna say Bobby Lashley wins. Not saying he's going to walk out with the title, but I think he might get a victory by DQ, or he just wins and then Theory goes into the Money in the Bank ladder match as the TBD. Not saying Theory will win Money in the Bank, but I could see him. I could see that happening. So I'm going to put 2 points on Bobby Lashley. I'm going to, yeah.
Gonna get poot weird with it.
A little bit. I mean, it's I don't know.
That's like tangentially poot weird.
Yeah.
Tangentially.
I mean, it's no matter what way you cut it. Like there's a bunch of different ways they could go about this. I mean, they could. I don't know. Like I'm almost talking myself back out of it. Like they could have Theory. They could have Theory, win. But I don't know. I don't see Theory getting a clean win. Like I could see if Theory gets the win, I see it being a bit shady. And then they have a rematch at SummerSlam or something, and then Bobby could take it then. Or I see Bobby getting a victory, but by DQ, so he never really gets the title, and then they have a rematch at SummerSlam anyway. So, But you know what? 2 points on Bobby Lashley. Fuck it. Let's see what happens.
I am taking Theory for 3 points. I just don't feel like, I feel like Bobby Lashley is going to go down in history as the biggest miss, one of the biggest misses in WWE history. They just never found the right time, and it's disappointing.
Was the right time for him.
Yep.
You're right. And they pissed it away.
Yep.
They fucking snuffed it.
It's too bad because Lashley's a hell of a talent, a hell of a hand. He's super over with the fans right now. But like, I just think that him winning the U.S. title is almost an insult to his career right now.
Yes.
So, and I mean, you have Theory, who is absolutely their like next project. He's their next Seth Rollins. He's their next face of the company.
Oh, absolutely, he is. I mean, like when they had him come up, debut in like NXT or whatever, I immediately like that. I just looked at him. I'm like, yep, that's one of your next flag bearers right there. Like he had the look,
and he was young. He's still young.
Yeah, and
man.
I mean, he's got the in-ring talent. Like it's just, I don't know. He has that it factor, and I've always been a fan of his. I loved his work with Gargano with The Way. I mean, even though they made him very dumb schlocky fucking meathead bro.
And that's the thing, is that he was handed that, and I'll bet you he was like, what the fuck is happening with me? But he did it, and he did it well, and look where he is now.
Oh yeah.
Yep. So that's I'm picking Theory. It just makes sense right now. I honestly think that they're probably angling for him versus Cena at SummerSlam. So this just makes sense. Poot.
Tom, I like your logic, but yeah. I'm gonna go with Theory for 2 points.
Everybody's like, Tom, you make a good point, but I'm picking.
No, you really do. You really do. Like, that was something I thought of, and I was going to come in with this pick going, damn it, Tom, damn it, Ransom, you stole my smart guy idea. Like, I was going to go on a big pontificating thing about that, and you guys nailed it. But, yeah Theory for 2.
Ransom?
I'm going to pick, for shuffle, I'm going to pick Theory for 3. For everybody's reasoning, they had, and I'm not going to go into a diatribe, but I just want to say this: they had the perfect yin to yang between the Hurt Business and the Bloodline. Like that should have been. That's what those two stables should have morphed into, because you had the top guy and mid-card guys in both stables. They should have let Bobby Lashley run with that. They should never have broken up the Hurt Business when they did. They had the perfect stable on stable foils for each other. And for some reason, here's a loud-ass car. Fantastic. And for some reason, unbeknownst to everybody, I'm assuming, they just decided to go, nah, Hurt Business, we're done with them. They gave them the fucking NWO treatment. NWO, we're done. They're done. We're not going to do that anymore. Hurt Business, they're done. We're not going to do that anymore. Why? We don't know. They're done. What a waste. What a waste. Theory, 3 points.
I like it. The
Stupid
women's Money in the Bank ladder match, and I'll give you the rundown again. It's Lacey Evans, Alexa Bliss, Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez, Asuka, Shotzi, and Becky Lynch. I am torn between a couple on here. Mm-hmm. I think Alexa Bliss is very, very on fuego right now. I think that Raquel could probably use this win big time to get her over as a big time talent. Asuka is always Asuka. Lacey Evans just came back, so this would be a great spot for her. And Liv is like the constant one that the fans are wanting to just get over. But at the end of the day, it's Becky Lynch all day. She's right now. She is the diamond of the women's division. And Bianca's great. She's young. Ronda's a great hand to have. But when you say the word superstar and you think of a woman in WWE, you're probably thinking of Becky Lynch. So, absolutely, this is Becky Lynch's to lose. So I'm going 2 points with Becky Lynch. Poot?
I really, I gotta agree with Beef on this one. And again, you know what? Letting go the samey thing. It's Becky. For me. It was either Becky Lynch or Alexa Bliss, and Becky Lynch just makes so much sense. I'm gonna go for 1 point on Becky Lynch.
Also, let it be known that she won like the last one in like Battle Royal or whatever the fuck it was. It was a multi-person match with like multiple pinfalls. So she basically had to like win her way in at the last second. So they're definitely like pushing this to be a thing. Ransom?
I was torn as well, but I was torn on the exact same page as Poot. It was between Becky Lynch and Alexa Bliss for me. But I think, like Beef and Poot, at the end of the day, as much as I would be completely fine with Alexa Bliss winning it, I think they're going to give it to Becky Lynch. Because I don't know. I have a feeling that Becky Lynch is going to cash in and win off of Bianca Belair. I hope it's not the same as the last SummerSlam where it's just show up, hi, I'm Becky Lynch, pow, it's over. Please don't do it. But in any case, Becky Lynch, 2 points.
Tom?
I was kind of torn between Becky Lynch and Raquel. Alexa was like a close third behind them, and Liv like my fourth behind there, because Liv's kind of just like Beef said, a champion of the fans, but just hasn't quite like got that extra push yet. And she's definitely well deserving of it. I mean, she's been working well for a while. Although I have a little bit different line of thinking than Ransom. I think Becky's actually, if Becky wins it, I think she's going to cash in on Ronda. I feel like they could fucking reopen that whole storybook right there between Becky and Ronda, and and go back to the well with that. So that said, I'm also picking Becky Lynch for my 3 points.
I'll say this. Now that we've all picked, they've done some pretty weird stuff with the women's Money in the Bank.
James Ellsworth, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I mean, Carmella being the first winner obviously is there. But, like, last year, Nikki ASH winning? Like, who had that on their fucking, who picked that? I don't even think Poot picked that.
I fucking did. That's what...
Did he? Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
I fucking did. And I was sitting there and I'm just like, fuck you. I remember, Beef, we were watching at your place.
Yeah.
And I just went, fuck you, bitches.
So, like, they've definitely gone out on a limb. And I mean, Alexa Bliss, when she won it, wasn't really the favorite. Alexa Bliss, when she won, she beat Becky Lynch, Charlotte, Ember Moon, Naomi, Natalia, Sasha, and Lana. So, like, they've definitely gone out on a limb and said, hey, this is how we're going to get the next, the next women's star over.
Yeah.
So this, honestly, should be Raquel. Raquel should win this. I don't think it's going to happen, but that's what should happen. All right, so moving right along, the men's money in the ladder match.
Easy for you to say.
Yeah, right. Wow. Money in the Bank ladder match. It is Seth freaking Rollins versus Drew McIntyre versus Sheamus versus Omos versus Sami Zayn versus Riddle versus TBD. Poot.
Why am I first? I thought I was first on the last one.
No, man, I was.
All right. I'm going TBD for A whole shining 3 points. Fuck it. Let's do it.
Oh
Let's
my
get weird.
goodness.
Let's get fucking
Yeah,
weird
buddy.
with it. I'm going TBD, baby.
Ransom, this is right up your alley.
Yeah. And this goes back to the comment I made earlier. I hate SmackDown being on the night after we do the podcast because they have an opportunity to make this very exciting. But my big fear is, in typical WWE fashion, instead of letting it be a surprise, tomorrow on SmackDown they're going to go, oh, by the way, boop, 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 boop. Here's the guy. And
it's Madcap Moss or it's Baron Corbin or
it's one of those stupid guys. It's The Miz. Great,
or
fantastic.
Nakamura or Kevin Owens. Yeah, I mean somebody's going to be a plug and play. Although I think Owens. I read somewhere is hurt. I don't know.
But
how long is Orton's? I mean, I know Orton's hurt. How long is he out for?
Rest of the year, allegedly.
Oh my god. Okay.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, man. This summer's not fucking around.
No.
So that's where this hurts for me, because if I knew they were going to announce it tomorrow on SmackDown, I'd feel easy saying, well, it's probably Seth Rollins. But if they don't announce it on SmackDown, then they leave it as a TBD. That's where I say, like, could Beef's Insano Man theory come into play, and could it be stupid JF? Or is it going to be Cody Rhodes? Surprise, not really hurt. Whoa.
Do it. Do it. You know it to be true.
I know, but so I don't know. Like, if Cody is legit hurt and he's going to be out for 6 months-ish, it makes sense to have Seth Rollins win one of the belts off of Roman Reigns, have Cody come back at Rumble, win the Rumble, and then win his first WWE Championship on yet again another rematch with Seth Rollins at Mania. That's where he wins the title. But my fantasy bookings never pan out. I'm going to do one big, dumb, stupid point. Beef, let me ask you a question.
Mm-hmm.
This Money in the Bank, is it against a world title? Or is it just a contract for a title?
Money in the Bank ladder match for a world championship match contract.
That's what Wikipedia says.
Yes.
Wikipedia has been known to lie because Sheamus has gone on record saying that he'd like to win and cash in for the Intercontinental Championship, which is the only belt that he's never held.
See, and again, this throws another.
But you would think if they were going to do something goofy like that, the year that Otis won Money in the Bank, they would have had him and Tucker go for fucking the tag team titles. Like,
Yeah.
Well, unless they didn't really give a crap about that tag team to begin with. So then, why do that? But here's the other path that hangs me up. If it's for any belt, I would not be shocked in the slightest to, somebody said it earlier, to have John Cena win this Money in the Bank and go after the IC belt, which would make him a Triple Crown champion. Because that's the only belt he hasn't won. Or a Grand Slam, or whichever one they call it.
Yeah, Grand Slam. Right.
He hasn't had that belt. So if they're making a big deal about John Cena, why not have John Cena win this Money in the Bank briefcase and cash it in on the only belt he's never had and win it? Holy crap. I don't know. I'm going to do 1 point on TBD because I have no earthly idea.
Yes.
And they've always worked out so well for me in the past. Damn it,
Tom.
So I have a question to something that Ransom was saying. So you said about having Seth cash in and get one of the belts. So is the fact that Roman has both the belts, is he just he's both the WWE champion and the Universal champion, or is he like an undisputed champion? Because my understanding was it was a title unification, but I thought maybe they just hadn't come up with a new title design yet, so they let him carry around both belts just to make him look more badass.
I don't have an answer to that question. I have no idea.
Beef?
I don't know if they unified it or if he's just both.
I mean, it feels like a unification, but who knows? Because he's defended those titles approximately one time since WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, by the way, where's all my fucking haters for Lesnar that were like, he's never around, he never defends that belt? Well, you know what? Like, everybody's fucking flavor of the month, Roman Reigns is doing the exact same thing. I don't care if he's hurt or not. If he's fucking hurt, you take the title off him. You know, or you go the route of fucking AEW. You man up. You say, you know what? We're gonna have an interim, unified champion, because they've done it before. They did it with Rey Mysterio whenever Punk won and walked off with the title.
Yeah.
So like, I just
Well,
I
and
don't
then
know.
that kind of also lends into this. I'm reading the Wikipedia, and it says for the in regards to the Usos, the quote, the name Undisputed WWE Tag Team Championship refers to both the WWE Raw Tag Team Championship and WWE SmackDown Tag Team Championship being held and defended together, although both titles remain independently active. So does that mean that somebody could challenge the Usos for one or the other if they wanted to?
I have no idea.
That's what the Wikipedia is making it sound like. But like Beef said,
Yeah, that's like
that's Wikipedia. Like,
yeah,
that could be wrong.
Yeah. So, anyways,
I think they, because I could have swore I saw the design with like the silver pieces, the black straps, and like the red piping at the top and the blue piping at the bottom. I was like, oh, those look sharp, but they haven't used them. Same as
Yeah.
like
So they're still carrying around 4 belts collectively.
yes,
The Usos.
yeah. Same as Roman Reigns. Like they were leaking like the unified title with like the gold strap, but it never came to pass. I don't know if that's just WWE hedging their bets, or having a foot in both camps. I don't know.
Fucking hell, figure it out.
I really feel like it's WWE being wishy-washy. And
when would WWE ever fucking be wishy-washy?
Yeah, right. Never.
Well,
Never.
yeah, I mean, like, it doesn't take WWE can get belts made in a day or two. Like, if they wanted to come out with a unified design and they have a design already, it's not a problem. Like, oh well, we can't get the belts made. Bullshit. You could get them made. You get them made in a damn instant. So they could have a unified belt for Roman, and they could have unified belts for the Usos.
Yep.
If they wanted to. So it's either them purposefully not doing it because they can be split at any time, or like Beef said, it's just them being wishy-washy. Like, oh, well, we don't know.
Yeah. All right. With all that said,
yeah.
I'm gonna use my last remaining 1 point, and I'm also gonna put it on TBD. Fuck it.
Let me ask you guys this,
Chicken.
and up to you. What would you say about some flexibility with this particular match? Since the fans have until Saturday at noon to pick.
The champion's running scared.
No. Fucking listen to my point. If we get to SmackDown tomorrow night and they name the 6th person and it's no longer TBD. And since we're all except for Poop putting a 3 point. Poop's putting 3 point, but the rest are putting 1 point. What would you guys feel about revisiting this particular match in our own chat, and we can be accountable for it, and say, you know what, like, we can go back and decide, okay, it's no longer TBD, so we're going to pick, X, Y, or Z.
Because I have the most points on this match, I'm going to be impartial and say either way is fine with me.
So what have we done in the past?
This is a situation unlike anything in the past, though, because normally whenever there's a TBD on pay-per-view, it's very clear that it's not going to be announced. In this scenario, we don't know if it's just not going to be announced or that it just hasn't happened yet on SmackDown. Like I said, on Raw last night, or Raw on Monday night, they had the Last Chance Battle Royal for the women. Not about the Battle Royal, but the Last Chance, match for the women's. So they could easily have a Last Chance for the men's, have like 6 people, and whoever, from all the losers of the matches.
Yeah.
Again,
sorry.
No, I was gonna say I lay this firmly at your feet. You guys tell me what you want to do with it.
Well, why don't you make your pick and then we'll discuss.
Okay. Well.
Oh, my nose.
See, now I'm questioning what I want to do with it, because I was 100% going to put points on TBD.
Can I voice an opinion?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. If you'd rather say no, then that's fine. I'll wait.
No, go ahead.
My opinion is that we can be fluid with our rule system because it's our podcast, so we can do what we want. Because there is such a grand possibility that it's not going to wind up being TBD at the pay-per-view, and that they're going to announce something on SmackDown. Like was previously stated, if it does happen that way, anybody else picking will know who that TBD is.
Mm-hmm.
And let me tell you this, if it's Madcap Moss or Baron Corbin, I'm not picking them.
Right, exactly.
So personally, my opinion and my vote is if it goes into the pay-per-view as a TBD, the picks stand where they're at. If it goes into the pay-per-view knowing full well who it's going to be because they have some sort of event on SmackDown, then the 4 of us, like Beef said, we go into our chat, we say, okay, here's the last entrant. Who do you pick now? And it has nothing to do from a, like, oh, well, I want to win the title for me. It's, I have no problem going into it with a TBD, knowing full well that it's going to be a TBD.
Yeah.
And even if it ends up being a stupid Madcap Moss revealed at the actual pay-per-view, fine. I've hedged my bet.
That's a chance you take, right?
Yes. That's on me. But again, majority rules in this podcast. So whatever the group decides, I stand behind it.
Well, see, here's the problem. You and I, Ransom, are both, because I have the most points, I'm being impartial. You're being impartial. We can't have a majority unless Beef and Tom play rock, paper, scissors, penis.
Well, no, I'm not being impartial. My vote is that if it's revealed tomorrow on SmackDown, we get to repick because we're picking TBD and it's clearly not going to be a TBD.
And that's where I fall too. And that's where I fall too. I'm not recusing myself as a champion. Like I believe that should be the case as well. We shouldn't be punished for recording a day early.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. So
I'm good with it too.
All right.
Yeah.
So then I believe.
No bitching from the fans. I don't want to hear it, Pat.
Right. I believe.
Or whoever in fucking Michigan was wearing our shirt at fucking Blood and Guts.
Yeah,
I don't want to hear you bitching either.
That was a fucking neat thing, man.
Yeah,
man. Anyway, I believe that this is going to be TBD. I think it's going to be Cody.
Oh no.
I think we've all been worked. Or Cody's just a badass. One of the two. But okay. I mentioned this to you guys in the chat earlier. They had a sit-down interview with Cody Rhodes.
Yeah.
A week before Money in the Bank. No reason whatsoever to have him on TV at all.
Not true. So you don't forget about him. That's all.
All right. I hear that, and I don't disagree, but they could have had him on the week after his quote-unquote surgery, but they didn't. They had him on.
They still could.
This.
His
surgery was allegedly a couple weeks ago,
okay.
But they didn't. They had it this week, if I'm not a doctor, obviously, but like he showed off his little tape from the incision, and he's wearing like a tank top, right? And like it feels like the bruising that was present at Hell in a Cell barely 4 weeks ago was not there at all.
Yeah, but Beef, bruising
It's bleeding under the skin.
Yeah, I mean, it goes away, man.
Yeah, I was going to say that because of that, the nature of that injury, that bruising happened, from everything, from all the trauma underneath the skin. So once they repair all that and everything like that, I mean, you'd be surprised how quickly the bruising can go away. I'm even from whenever I Franken-fingered myself. I mean, you'd be surprised.
He looked puffy too, like his chest and his bicep on that side of his arm looked puffy.
And
that was just me.
I was the first person to be skeptical about it because I thought I saw like where a hand went on the bruise and it looked like fingers wiped off the makeup. And I was like, yeah, okay, we're getting worked. But you go back and look at the beginning of the match, that same shape, like on his, like right below his pec, was there from the get-go. So I went, oh.
I can't shake the fact that I feel like we're getting worked, or I feel like Cody's saying, fuck it, I'm going to work hurt. Which would be stupid. But I mean, he tore his pec and he went out and he fucking wrestled with a torn pec.
Well, yeah. So the only difference between that and now being the fact that when he tore the pectoral tendon, they said it was completely torn. It wasn't a partial tear. It was completely torn. So he literally could not damage it any more than what it already was. Now, the only thing, and I've said before to somebody else about it, I may have said it to you guys too. The only thing I took umbrage with was like, well, okay, all well and fine. He's not going to injure himself anymore. But what about Seth? So honestly, that had to be.
That's what I'm saying.
That had to be a lengthy discussion with Seth. Saying,
I can't believe that WWE would let somebody work, and he was using his arm. I feel like he threw a fucking hip. I
feel like Beef. I feel like you're getting a little tinfoil hatty, and if it comes out that he wasn't actually hurt and it's all been a work, I'll eat my fucking words, man. But I feel like you're getting a little tinfoil hatty.
Yeah, I mean,
you watch the match, he was like when it honestly looked like he was just selling a fake injury like you do in wrestling. It did not look like he was in any actual pain. He was using it to the best of his ability, but still like working. I don't know, man. Like, I really feel like this is a mastermind work. And okay, worst case scenario. Let's say that he is barely healed, okay? And yes, I understand that he needs to take time to heal it. But what's to say that he can't go out there, fucking flop like a fish around on the map for like the majority of the match, and then end up climbing up there, fucking pulling the Money in the Bank briefcase down, and then disappearing. The Money in the Bank briefcase isn't like a title. You don't have to defend it. You can grab it and then fucking be gone. You can be in the wind. And then boom, when he comes back, he has a ready-made title match. I don't know, man. And like I said, I could be wrong, but like the night that he came out to talk about it after Hell in a Cell, and he looked up at those briefcases and he said, "If only." And then like he had that exact same sentiment again on his promo on Raw. He was like, "Man, I was really hoping to do this." I just feel like it's too many coincidences. So either Cody's going to work hurt, or we've all been worked. Also, remember when Cena tore his fucking pec and he was back in like 3 months. And also,
but that's Super Cena for you.
Remember whenever Drew McIntyre,
or was it just like a partial tear? I mean, it could have been. I don't know.
And also remember whenever Drew McIntyre had quote unquote hurt his neck so bad, and he was back within like 5 weeks. I'm just saying.
I think they blow injuries out of proportion at times.
Yes, 100%. I just I'll tell you guys this right now. If we get a named competitor tomorrow night on SmackDown, regardless of who it is, my money's on Rollins. I'm taking
So-
Rollins for this. But like honestly, like I think it's going to be Cody.
You have a very good chance of having it be Cody. But you really do, because let's face it, it could be a well orchestrated work, in which case he's not hurt at all, and bam, Cody's back. Or, like you said, in a match like this, when there's so many different competitors, this isn't a one-on-one or even a triple threat, where it would be very, very noticeable if Cody was deliberately not participating. But he could very well do limited things in this match, stay below the radar, and come back and win it, even if he's still recovering. Because all he basically has to do is not re-injure that pec. All he has to do is not tear it again. So he could take it easy, let all the other guys do the majority of the work, climb up, grab it, and go away. He could go away for a good long while, like you said. And that would be that.
So
Even
wait,
if he is hurt, it's still a very good possibility that Cody could come back and win this.
so Beef, who are you picking? Just so I'm clear, because I don't know if you made your pick or not.
TBD. Yeah.
TBD. Okay.
TBD 1 point.
Okay. So, I mean, I don't know. I could see it. I could see Cena being the TBD. I could see Austin Theory being the TBD. I could see Cody being the TBD, and having a very limited involvement, like Ransom was talking about, and then just getting the briefcase, like last second.
Odds are, though, we're all speculating for no damn good reason.
Well,
Because
and,
odds
okay,
are they're going to announce it tomorrow on SmackDown, and we're all going to be disappointed.
here's this. And again, this is coming directly from Wikipedia, and I forgot about this. After talking, it talked about Omos and Sami Zayn, qualifying. The following week on Raw, Riddle won a last chance battle royal by limiting The Miz to be the sixth qualified entrant. So if they had something called the last chance battle royal, I don't think that they would then do another like last chance like super secret double probation match on SmackDown. I think by calling it the last chance battle royal on Raw, I think they knew what they were doing, and we'll see. Time will tell. We'll know in just about 24 hours. Whether this is all in vain or not. But I strongly believe it could be, and it should be Cody. But hey, that's Money in the Bank. Those are our picks. Cut it. We're done. All right. So we're kind of in super grandiose territory at this time. So it looks like it's going to be another 1 episode week. Am I right?
Yeah.
Probably.
All right.
That's okay.
So
Go
you guys
on.
want to you guys want to hit a Stump the Chumps real quick? It's been a minute since we've done that.
Sure. Why not? Let's knock one out real quick.
Ransom, Tom, you guys okay with that?
30 minutes later.
So I'm saying, that way we can gauge if we can, keep talking. All right. So this is from
We can knock it out.
this is from the runner-up himself, Mr. Pat Shannon.
The runner-up.
What 3 wrestlers were originally going to be in the Shield?
It was CM Punk, Cassius Ohno, and no. Well, I know one of them was CM Punk. I'm pretty sure.
He said something about this when he did that podcast with what's his face?
No.
Hannah.
It was they were gonna be the lackeys for CM Punk, and it was gonna be Ambrose, Rollins, and Cassius Ohno.
Okay.
I am 99% sure. Because Rollins and Ambrose were the ones. And then the muscle was the question. And Punk went to bat for Reigns.
Roman. Yeah.
Yeah. I think it was supposed to be Cassius Ohno.
It's a lot of percents. I have no fucking idea. This is the kind of thing that like I'm here for like wrestling historian knowledge. I'm not saying that this question is not valid. It absolutely is. It's just not my wheelhouse. I yes.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No,
No, you go ahead. I'm sorry. I interrupted you. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. I was just gonna say on matters like these, I defer to Poot and Ransom. You guys seem to know your shit, listening to podcasts and whatnot.
Who did you say, Poot? Did you say Rollins, Ambrose, and
Rollins,
Cassius Ohno?
Ambrose, and Chris Hero, otherwise known as Cassius Ohno.
Yeah, and I'm basing this strictly off of what CM Punk said on that podcast he did with Colt Cabana, because he did make reference to like him going to, I don't know, somebody, Vince or Triple H or somebody, and saying like, hey, let's have these guys. They'll be like, my muscle or blah, blah, blah. And if this is the true story, then what Poot's saying is accurate, because Punk said Rollins, Ambrose, and Cassius Ohno, but then they wanted to take Cassius Ohno out and put in Reigns. So if the CM Punk story is accurate, Poot is correct, and I will side with Poot.
Tom, thoughts?
No, I'm good with Poot's assessment of it all. Let's roll with it.
Yeah,
So if there's a different history though, other than Punk's accounting, I don't know.
Right. I feel like you guys again would be the ones well versed enough to know that. So I believe that you. And I remember hearing something about Hero Ohno being part of it, but so that makes sense. All right. So we're going with Ambrose, Rollins, and Hero, aka Ohno.
Yes.
Before this answer, I have a question. You've already asked us a question, Pat. Have we heard from the P3 version of Goldberg Dave this week? No.
Wow.
Oh, damn, Pat.
Good Lord.
Damn,
Shots
Pat.
fired, and I like it.
I am so here for the Pat Dave feud. Please make that a thing.
Thanks, man. Tomorrow's payday. I'm a little low on cash, but I got to go out and buy some aloe vera for that fucking burn.
Oh, good Lord. Sorry, Vapor. That. Oh.
This was a rare swing and a miss from us. It was originally supposed to consist of Big Show, Daniel Bryan, and CM Punk.
Sweet.
Wow.
It was actually Punk's suggestion to use Reigns, Rollins, and Ambrose.
Wow. I thought I could have sworn. Wow.
Does he cite a source, or we just believe in him? But that sounds like it probably could be right.
No, there's no sources, but I believe it.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Make something like that up.
He couldn't bring home the title, but at least he won something chump this week. So there you go, Pat. Congratulations, you win.
Damn, Pat gets to be on again. I wonder if he's going to come on during the SummerSlam pick episode. That's the last episode he was on, right? Was a pick episode?
Yeah.
A pick episode?
Yeah, I think it was Mania, wasn't it?
Dave was on the pick episode.
Dave was.
Yeah,
That's
Dave
right.
was.
Has Pat ever been on a pick episode?
I would assume at some point.
I don't remember if he has or not. Maybe he was.
I'm not telling you what to do, Pat, but SummerSlam picks are there if that's where you want to call your shot. But you do you, boo-boo, and you show up whenever you want. You did it. We're chumps again. Damn it to hell.
Well, you know what? All good things must come to an end. And all good things must get wrapped up in a warm, smushy something.
Non-stingery burrito this time.
Oh, a non-stingery burrito. Wow.
Yeah, they've become too enamored with everybody trying to get the last word in. So
hey, wait a minute.
Less of a stinger and more of a, I want to say it last.
Wait a minute. I have something to say.
Chicken malt licking.
Yes, Daddy's heavy ticking. Listen, I cannot overemphasize. If you're listening to this podcast, you probably like professional wrestling. Go watch Forbidden Door. I don't care if you have to pay $50 for the replay. It is worth every penny.
Is it the best AEW pay-per-view you've seen?
It is for my money, and it was my money. It was the best AEW pay-per-view I've seen.
Wow.
All Out
Wow.
last year was pretty good in terms of like surprises. And just, like seeing Punk come back got me all nostalgic and everything. But at the end of the day, like a wrestling show, I'm always entertained with an AEW show from beginning to end. There's no doubt about that. But this one had me the whole time.
Wow.
Even the women's match was great. Really, really something. So
Thank you.
Thank you.
Osprey and Orange Cassidy tore the house down, even though it went exactly as I
What
predicted.
did I fucking say?
I never competed with you, but it went down exactly with what I said. Osprey put his hands around Orange Cassidy, put his hands in his pockets, did some cool stuff, and then there's some wrestling happened, and then he put his hands in his pockets again and did some more cool. That's just how an Orange Cassidy match goes. But bottom line is,
How dare he follow his gimmick?
It went really well. The Fatal 4-Way match was really, really good. Save for Adam Cole getting hurt and probably flubbing the ending.
Is he concussed? Or is it
yes.
something different?
That's
Nope, yep.
that's what I've been hearing too. I heard that he was that. What I don't know. Obviously, I didn't get to watch it, but from talking with somebody else at work about it, who did watch it, he said, like it looked like Cole maybe said something to Jay, like just like fucking Broadway, like just fucking go, or not Broadway, whatever, that he was like just fucking take it home now,
Go home,
like go home. Something.
So what happened
where
is
it happened, Beef?
No, nothing stuck out to me. But Okada's finishing move is the Rainmaker, which is a ripcord clothesline.
Okay.
And there was a spot where where Okada had Cole set up for it, and Cole ducked it and did some stuff. And then the very end of the match had a similar sequence where Okada had him set up for the Rainmaker and Cole ducked it. And I'm like, that's weird that they're duplicating the spot. And then Cole just kind of laid there. Jay White came in. I think he just bulldozed through Okada and just grabbed the pin off of Adam Cole, who was down. So it really felt like things at the end kind of got fucky. But despite the ending, it was a fucking amazing match. And if no other reason, man, that fucking pop for Claudio was absolutely arm hair raising. And his match with Zack Sabre Jr. was one of the best on the pay-per-view for sure.
I watched that. I watched his entrance, and it was amazing how loud that arena got for him. I was so it hit me in the feels to see him come out and to see his reaction and to hear the crowd. They didn't forget him. They knew exactly who he was, and they were so excited to see him there, and I was so happy to see that.
Yeah, man. FTR being FTR and doing FTR things. Again, I can't find fault. I think we talked about at the Double or Nothing, the first hour was kind of shaky, and then after that, it really kind of fell into place. I can't find fault with 5 minutes of Forbidden Door. All right, I can. I lied. The very end. The very end.
Yeah.
Where they basically used a $50 pay-per-view to book and to push Blood and Guts. And it worked because 2 weeks ago, their ratings may have rebounded anyway, but 2 weeks ago, they were in the 700,000s. Last night, they were at 1.0. So Blood and Guts drew, and I think that Blood and Guts was going to draw regardless. Now, I think that you should have had Tanahashi and Moxley have a moment at the end of the pay-per-view and go to black. That's how it should have went.
I was just about to ask you, Beef. I was listening to Busted Open the other day, whenever they reviewed Forbidden Door, and and as he usually does, make some some good points. sometimes whenever I find something that I agree with there. Bully Ray said, basically the same thing. Like should have gone off with the two there, because that kind of encompasses like what the whole pay-per-view is about. The fact of these two companies working together to put on this show, and then to even add on to it, you could have had Moxley and Tanahashi down there having their moment, and then have Tony Khan and and whoever the president of New Japan is come down and stand on either side of them. They could shake hands, whatever, and then all four of them, you have the owners and the respected faces of the company or whatever at that point, and then fade to black. I agree. Like either way, either one of those two scenarios, I feel like you could have let that go. Having the whole kerfuffle at the end, I understood why they do it, but I don't agree with it either. I kind of feel like, honestly, the biggest thing is they could have actually saved Blood and Guts. They could have saved it for like maybe push it to next Wednesday or something like that. Like you could have gone off the air with that, have your Forbidden Door ending with Moxley and Tanahashi, and then use this Wednesday here on Dynamite to to set up for Blood and Guts next week or whatever. Like you could have had the end of this week's Dynamite had been the giant kerfuffle that happened or whatever. Like there could have been better ways to go about it, but why they even had Blood and Guts so close right after a big show like that is kind of misses the mark for me too. I mean,
I get it. Like Dynamite likes to, like Tony Khan likes to make Dynamite important. He wants, I get
it, but like, what's the harm in pushing it another week? That's all.
Well, to be fair, this was a Blood and Guts was at like a 13 or 14,000 seat arena in Detroit.
Okay.
So I don't know that you could have gotten away with like just a regular Dynamite. I think that this is what it had to be. But all that being said, like the show was built. The last piece was getting Claudio in there.
Yeah.
And and that's all people needed to see. Oh my God, Claudio's going to be on fucking AEW. This is great. Like I don't know. Like, and I'm not the biggest Tanahashi fan, but I think that him and Mox had a decent match. And I really feel like they deserve to have a moment to let it breathe and really appreciate the gravity of Forbidden Door, as opposed to having the WCW ending of like, well, we'll see you on Wednesday for Dynamite, folks. Oh my God.
Well, I heard one good thing that at the end of that, before the big fucking kerfuffle happened, is that one thing that Tanahashi did really well is he sold at the very end, and let Moxley have that about like 4 to 5 minutes where Moxley hit the corners and stuff like that, and then he got up and they had whatever very, very brief moment. Then fucking and the other weird thing that I heard about, again, this is all stuff that I've just been listening to, whatever, accounts of the pay-per-view, is why on a run-in you have entrance music for Claudio at the end. Like that kind of seems a little unnecessary. Like it's I don't know.
To make it feel like a big deal.
It's
to make it feel like a big deal.
It's been done before, though.
I get it. It's like just
run-ins
weird.
have been done before. Think of all the times where Stone Cold or The Rock did a run-in, and you hear the glass break, and then suddenly Stone Cold sprinting to the ring, or you hear the "if you smell," and here comes The Rock doing the Rock sprint down to the ring. Like they always did that with those two. They always played their music before they came down.
It's
for a run-in.
Yeah, I suppose you're right. I guess.
Like I said, they made Claudio feel like a superstar, and I'm happy that he's a part of Blackpool Combat Club, and he's a great fit.
The only I will say for sure, the only time the fucking run-in has been so flubbed, surprise, that I can think of in recent memory was Jeff Hardy's when you stop to do your fucking entrance poses as you're supposed to be running in. Like,
now that was stupid. I would have been fine if they played his music and he ran to the ring.
Yeah.
But they played his music as his brother was getting the crap beat out of him, and he runs, stops halfway on the ramp, does his jiggle and jive thing, and then keeps running. Like, oh, hey, I know Matt's getting the crap beat out of him, and I'm coming to save him, but still, I got to get my hip jiggle in and my little wrist shaky-dicky-dicky-do in because I'm Jeff fucking Hardy.
Yep. So, but I mean, the
have another cold one for me, Jeff.
All right. On that note,
My sentiment.
Beef is the one that says like this guy's a waste of space and is terrible, and he's the one going, "Oh."
My sentiment remains. My sentiment remains. I'm fixing. I'm going to keep talking. If you are a wrestling fan, go out and see Forbidden Door however you can. It is worth your time. It is worth your investment. It was a great 3-4 hours of matches.
Shout out to the people wearing our T-shirts too at that AEW show.
Yeah, fucking A.
Yeah,
I have no idea who you are. If you know who you are and you're listening to this show, comment on YouTube, comment on Facebook. Tell us who you are that you're wearing our shirt. And hell, if you tell us who you are and you send us a picture of you in your shirt, I know that you probably don't give a flying fart, but I'll send you some free ransom merchandise if you do that.
Well, there you go.
We'll blast you on our page. We'll blast you out. We'll talk about you on the podcast. We'll throw you up on the page.
Tom will blow you it's cool.
No, no, definitely not. Shout out to my buddy Rob from Retro Gaming for Life for mentioning that to me. Because he sent it in our Gould Gaming group chat, and he's like, "Hey Tom," he's like, "somebody's wearing your guys' fucking T-shirt from the wrestling podcast." I was like, "Get a picture with them." He's like, "Oh, they were already left before Rampage was recorded." So missed opportunity there, but thank you, Rob, nonetheless, if you're listening to this for letting us know. So it's good to know that we're reaching our tendrils outside of southwestern PA.
Indeed.
Yeah, man. Wonder what happened to Texas Heat.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh yeah, forgot about
whatever
Texas
happened
Heat.
Whatever happened to the fucking intern?
Yeah, whatever happened. The intern moved on and got an actual job.
Oh.
He's working for CBS now.
Oh, okay, good.
I thought he was working for DIK the way that he was acting.
Oh, Control Your Narrative. That's probably where he's at.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
I wonder whatever happened to that. Why don't we talk about that next time on the podcast?
No.
Let's
talk. Control your narrative. I'm going to control my narrative next time on the P3 podcast. In fact, I'm controlling my narrative right now. We're wrapping it up in a little burrito of narrative control. I'm controlling my narrative. You should control your narrative too. Sponsors control their narrative.
I love to control my fucking narrative.
To control my narrative. Thank you very much to Casual Gaming Dad himself, Mr. Tiger Bomb Tom, our very own, and his page Casual Gaming Dad over on Facebook. Thank you very much, Tom, for always helping out the P3 crew and spreading the good word of the P3 boys.
Doing the Lord's work.
Make sure to doing the Lord's work. Make sure you check us out on Facebook. That's Pittsburgh Pile Driver Podcast. Also check out Casual Gaming Dad. Again, search on Casual Gaming Dad. Join Casual Gaming Dad's Corner and check him out on YouTube and Twitch at Casual Gaming Dad and Casual Gaming Dad 84. Make sure you check those out as well. Go to GouldGaming.com. You can be like those cool sons of bitches up in Michigan and have your very own P3 Pile Driver Podcast t-shirt.
Tucker Jabs.
Well, they did Tucker Gerbs. It's Michigan. They're hard working purper. Make sure you go on over there to gouldgaming.com, search on Casual Gaming Dad. You can buy a lot of Casual Gaming Dad's merchandise and also your very own P3 Pile Driver Podcast t-shirt. And it won't cost you what, Ransom?
$49.99, you idiot.
$49.99, you idiot. So it won't cost you that much, I promise you. But it will feel like it's the quality of $49.99, idiots. So there you go. Thank you to Sean Tischler and his work with wrestling in the central and greater Pennsylvania area, frankly. And we also want to thank our very own Madman Mad Boy. That's right. That's Mr. Fergoff Ransom over there, and his YouTube channel, Fergoff Ransom. Make sure you go check it out. You'll laugh a lot, a whole bunch of things. Get your picks in, ladies and gentlemen. Maybe you'll be the next Cruiserweight champion. I doubt it, though. I doubt it, because we have a really good champion, and there's a lot of other champions that are just as good. You won't win, but that's okay. Don't let that stop you from trying. For myself, the Barbarian Poot the Bard, for Mr. Tiger Bomb Tom, for the Madman Ransom himself, and for your standing, reigning, defending, undisputed Cruiserweight champion right over here. That's Beef the Legend. Bye, everybody. Bye.
Right now. Nope.
Talk about beef. It 6 to midnight here.
All right, that's it. That was the one. That was all I wanted. Bye, everybody. Thanks.
No. I am the Silver Ransom, and I am the herald for the all-seeing, the all-knowing, the pickiest of the pickers, the god amongst podcast gods, the ruler of the P3 Empire, Beeflactus, the World Eater, your Chooserweight Emperor of the Universe.